said, where are we going? And I said, doesn't matter. The road curved like a question mark, but our laughter filled in the answer. I leaned into the turn, you leaned into me. Some cities feel too big, but this one shrank when you held on tighter. No signs, no voice map, just the song in our ears, and the way your head nodded right with mine. Just follow my rhythm, don't ask where we're heading. Let the wind write the story, and the bass line lead our hearts. This isn't a race, it's a ride, we're still riding. No need for when, just you and me, now and now again. We stopped for bubble tea, and I spilled some on my sleeve. You laughed like it was the best moment of the day. Maybe it was, the light turned green, but we waited because the song hadn't hit the chorus yet. This isn't about rushing, it's about matching each other's tempo, even when we're offbeat. Just follow my rhythm, forget the ticking clock. We got sunshine in stereo and know where we have to be. Let's chase the notes, let's ride the melody, just you and me, on two wheels in one beat. If you feel lost, just find me in the rhythm. Just follow my rhythm, I'll slow down if you do. No rush to get there, no map to keep us bound. Let's keep going until the music fades or doesn't. Let's keep riding, not to somewhere, but with someone. You handed me one earbud, said this one's for the mood. And just like that, traffic faded, and all I could hear was you humming off key, but perfect. The city could have been on fire, I wouldn't have noticed. No, when you tapped your fingers on the mirror like the sky had a rhythm only we could catch. Every song became a soundtrack to us, every red light a chance to dance in our heads. Music up, worries down, just the two of us floating in a world we made from sound. Every beat sounded like freedom, every lyric a little more us. No room for stress when joy's this loud. We shouted choruses like no one was listening. Even when we hit the wrong notes, you turned to me and grinned. Let's get lost to this one. So we did, not in direction and feeling. The bass kicked, the city blurred, and all that stayed was your shoulder, gently touching mine at every bump. The world felt too quiet until I heard you laugh at the drop. Light turned red and we slowed to a stop. You looked at me, helmet slightly crooked, and laughed like the city had just told a joke only we could hear. I asked what's funny, you said everything. Look at us not going anywhere and still having the best day. Your laugh spilled into the air, bright and unbothered, like we had all the green lights in our hearts. Most people grown and waiting, but you made it a moment worth staying for. You laughed at red lights and I swear the world blushed with you. Even the horns in the background couldn't ruin the rhythm. Time paused, but we didn't mind, because some stops feel like small beginnings. We watched a couple argue in the car beside us. You leaned over and whispered, promise we never fight, with our windows rolled up. I nodded cause your joy was too contagious to lose, and the light turned green, but you stayed smiling like we hadn't moved at all. You turned waiting into music and silence into a soft harmony. You laughed at red lights and I learned to love the pauses, to breathe in those in-between seconds like they were meant for us. The world held its breath, but you exhaled with joy. It's not about rushing through, it's about smiling where no one else does. You laughed at red lights and I fell harder than I ever did on the go, because love isn't about moving fast, it's about knowing who makes the waiting sweet. And you did every single time. You took the helmet off and your hair did its thing, wild, messy, like it had stories to tell. I tried to fix it with my fingers, but you just laughed, leave it. It looks like the wind loved me too. We stood under blinking street lights, a little disheveled, but so perfectly in sync with the night. No one else saw us, but you looked at me like we were the only ones that mattered. Helmet, hair, and holding on, that's all I ever needed. No big declarations, no picture perfect frames, just you behind me, arms around my waist, turning every ride into something safe. We didn't talk much, but your silence was louder than any song. You always held tighter on turns, not out of fear, just instinct. I could feel you smiling, the way you leaned in your trust, wrapped around my back like your favorite Sometimes the strongest promise is simply not letting go. Helmet hair and holding on. You, me, and the space between becoming smaller every time we stopped. I never cared about perfect hair. I just cared that you were there. Still holding on, still riding close. You handed me a drink, condensation on your fingers, like the sky was sweating too. We leaned on the scooter, watching signs blink into colors against the early dusk. The ice cracked in your cup, you looked up like you'd heard the city take a breath. The street was loud, but you made it quiet just by being still beside me. I never knew how peaceful a parking lot at 7 p.m. could be. Melting ice and neon skies, our kind of sunset. Sticky hands, lazy laughs, music playing low from somewhere we couldn't find. The world didn't stop, but it slowed just enough for us. You pointed at a window, said that one feels like us. A little light, a little messy, but warm. I nodded, took a sip, and felt the cold drip down into something gentler. Your foot tapped along to a beat that wasn't there. Or maybe it was, but only for us. Not every day needs fireworks. Sometimes just one shared soda will do. Melting ice and neon skies, the world glowing slowly around our stillness. No rush, no big words, just the kind of quiet you don't want to end. Even time seemed unsure whether to keep going or stay. Some nights are soft enough to live in forever. Some nights are soft enough to live in forever. Some nights are soft enough to live in forever. Some nights are soft enough to live in forever. Ice and neon skies, that was our rhythm. No planning, no pressure, just your hand brushing mine on a plastic cup, and the sky deciding to glow. I never needed fireworks. I had this, I had you. We didn't check directions, didn't care where the road curved. The sky dimmed into velvet, but your voice stayed bright against the dusk. Your hand slid into mine at a red light. No words, just the quiet kind of touch that says I'm here, that's enough. It wasn't about knowing, it was about moving without needing proof we'd arrive. No map, but we still knew how to turn left at last. faded. Past strangers dancing on balconies, kids chasing the last of daylight in stores just about to close. I didn't know the route, I just followed the feeling, the one that led to your smile. We never needed signs when the silence between us felt like a yes. No map, but we still knew when to stop for mango juice, when to park just for the view. We didn't need a plan, we just needed the willingness to wander with love. No map, but we still knew, because love remembers what the roads forget. We made our own path with glances, with shared songs, with everything unspoken but understood. And even if the ride ends, I'll know we didn't get lost, we just arrived at each other. There was a stop sign on 6th and Blue, but we barely slowed. Not out of carelessness, just certainty. You looked at me like the road belonged to us, like the world could pause, but our hearts wouldn't. I used to hesitate at corners, now I just check if your hand's still holding mine. They say stop means think twice, but love taught me to move once and never look back. Stop signs mean nothing now, not when you're in the seat behind me. Red doesn't mean danger, just another shade of how we feel. We're not reckless, just ready, and every time life says pause, we press play. I used to measure routes by safety, now I measure them by how many times you rest your chin on my shoulder without saying a word. It's funny, we still obey the lights, but never let them decide how long we stay in one place. This isn't rebellion, it's devotion with direction. Stop signs mean nothing now, because we've already chosen not to run, just not to freeze when it feels right. You make me want to go, even when I'm afraid, and that's love, not perfect, just in motion. So to watch the clouds. You laid back on the seat, eyes closed, and I swear the sun lingered longer just for your skin. It wasn't just weather, it was permission to slow down, to feel deeper, to fall without fear. Some days the world sinks with you, that day it danced with us. The sky was playing us too, like a soundtrack only we could hear. No words, just colors and wind, just warmth and rhythm. Even silence had a harmony, even stillness had a beat. Doesn't always speak, but when it does, it sounds like this. The sky was playing us too, and maybe it still is, because I still see that golden hour look in your eyes when you ride with me. So let's keep listening, let's keep writing to songs only we can hear. We were supposed to turn there, you said with a smirk, but neither of us moved. The map blinked in protest, but your hand rested on my side, and somehow that felt more like direction than any sign ever could. The road kept going, so we did too. Past shops we didn't plan to see, and trees we didn't name. Some routes are wrong on paper, but feel like home. We missed all the turns and somehow found the best parts. No landmarks, no checklists, just moments we couldn't have planned. It wasn't the road that made it right, it was you still smiling beside me. Ended up by a lake we didn't know, bought sodas from a stranger who asked if we were lost. You said not really, just wandering. Well, I think that's when I knew you were my favorite accident. We sat on the curb, watching geese, not speaking much, but the silence said we're exactly where we need to be. We didn't plan this, but we never needed to. Not when every detour made us softer. We missed all the turns and found each other instead. No voice guide, no blinking line, just your laugh when the GPS gave up. It didn't matter where we were, it mattered that we were there together. It's not the route, it's the ride, and who's riding with you. We missed all the turns, but we kept choosing each other. No plan could have drawn this joy. Even now when I take the right road, I miss the wrong one, because that's where I found you. You asked, isn't this the wrong turn? And I smiled, maybe, but isn't it prettier? We passed the same bookstore twice, then circled the park just to hear the wind in your hair again. The sky began melting into gold, and your voice got quieter, not sad, just soft. It's not about arriving, it's about the time between here and there, and how you looked when the traffic lights blinked red just for us. We took the longest way, and I take it again, not to go far, but to stay longer. Past cafes, past quiet corners, past where we meant to be. We missed every shortcut, but caught every smile. We weren't lost, just in love with the detour. You rested your chin on my shoulder at a stop sign. Didn't say a word, didn't need to. The sun stretched shadows across your knees, and I thought, let's never go straight home. Let's loop around the city until it falls asleep. Some moments aren't meant to be saved, just savored. We took the longest way, skipped all the signs, not because we had to, because we wanted to. Every wrong turn felt right with your laugh echoing through my helmet. Sometimes the best places are the ones you pass twice, because you didn't want to leave. We took the longest way,